People think it's really easy to brew beer. It's always better to use products as natural as possible and let nature do all the steps.
That whole lettuce that's out there was from seeds that were harvested inside
cool.
here.
Having a restaurant happened very organically. The food is terrific.
We're going to the second day of Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest is not only about beer, it's also about music and dancing and good food. I got so motivated and exciting.
Let's go find some fruits. Yeah, this is the sweetest you're ever gonna have.
With craft beer, the focus is more on quality and flavor. We give it the proper time. Me llamo Glenda Quesada. I'm a brewer in Costa Rica, and this is the rainy season. Basically, I brew all the beer and kombucha and other fermentations. I also manage the restaurant. I do a little bit of everything. People think it's really easy to brew beer. Okay, so you're brewing today and tomorrow I can drink it? And I'm like, no. It takes time for the yeast to do the magic. So yeah, time. Also, it's more manual when you brew craft beer. There are many differences in the ingredients that you choose to brew your beer or to do a certain style. With craft beer, the focus is more on quality and flavor and things like that. So whatever time the yeast decides to take to brew a beer, that's the time it takes to brew a beer. We give it the proper time and we try to select carefully all the ingredients, try to use everything natural, not adjuncts or anything that is artificial. It's about quality and also they're healthier. When you try to shorten the process, you're gonna use a lot of artificial ingredients to accelerate things, and that can end up being things that are not good for your health, like a lot of sugar in your beer or adding alcohol that is mass-produced, and we try to stick to the way that beer has been brewed for many, many years.
So here we have a red ale that I brewed probably 7 days ago. I want to just do a quick test to see how it is going. It's definitely not finished yet. It has to be way more clear. I was expecting it to be a little bit more red than what it is, but it's the first time we're brewing this style, so we'll see. It's coming along pretty good. I really like it. It has a toasty flavor. It's coming good so far.
Having a restaurant, even though it wasn't our first thought, it happened very organically. We love food, we're big foodies, and it's something that we both enjoy a lot. It's mainly Costa Rican food. We are inside a hotel and we get a lot of people from outside Costa Rica to come. It's nice to show them a little bit of Costa Rica through their food. We have many different fruits and vegetables. We also have delicious meat. I would say many people that I talk to have the misconception that it's all rice and beans, and it's not. I think our food is very interesting. I would encourage anybody to try Costa Rican food.
We're going to the farmers market. This is one of the biggest in Costa Rica. I love it. También para el pescado, huele delicioso.
We use a lot of the products there for preparing our dishes. Of course, salads and fruit shakes, but also we use them in sauces that we prepare for ribs that we have. We use fruits in the sauce. We also use vegetables within the dishes, like grilled vegetables or in purees and things like that.
¿Arúgula tenés?
Rúcula.
Sí, dos, porfa.
We like to highlight our local ingredients because they're very fresh, so they're gonna taste delicious, and honestly, it looks beautiful too. We are also helping the community and the people that's selling at the farmers market.
Qué delicia de miel. It's gonna show me the queen. Ay, sí, tiene algo rojo.
Ajá, nosotros la pintamos para saber el año en que ella nació y para diferenciarla más rápido del resto.
Anona. I want ice cream of this fruit. It's so amazing.
Ted is a friend of mine. We met when I started selling kombucha at a farmer's market. His wife would buy kombucha from me, so we got to talk one day and she's like, oh, you know, my husband has a greenhouse, he's starting that, and he is trying to find customers that really care about organic food and things like that. And I was especially concerned with salads because I know how many fertilizers are in lettuce and all of that. We try to buy as much as possible from him. Of course, it depends on nature and weather. Sometimes some products are not available.
It's just this time of the year, the combination of heat and strong rain doesn't let you grow much outside.
Yeah, it's been such a weird rainy season.
Exactly, and usually here's where we grow all of Dirigo's lettuce, out here. These 4 beds can hold 600 heads of lettuce. So we have here another outside area that also has lettuce, but is doing much better because this lettuce is under the shade of the eggplants. So as the sun goes by, it has like a combination of light and shade, and it's just the right balance for it to grow. Look at these.
Yeah, so beautiful.
Bunch of eggplants, they're loading up. All these plants are also eggplant.
In organic, it's not only healthier, but the product stays delicious for such a long time. It's unbelievable.
You know, the surface of the leaf has like a cellular structure. That structure gets compromised when it comes into contact with the chemicals, right? So short term, there's a benefit short term, but once it's on the shelf, it's gonna last a lot less. We only use natural products to prevent pests and disease on our plants. They're not only natural, but they actually nourish the cellular structure of the plant as they combat the insects. The reason for that is because if you don't nurture the structure of the plant, then it's just going to be more susceptible to be attacked by insects.
Right.
So you don't want to get yourself into a vicious cycle where you're adding something. It worked for a moment, but then made the plant weaker, so then more bugs came, so now you have to put it on again, and now you're in this cycle and it's never ending.
Right.
Right? It's expensive and it contaminates the planet. This is where Dirigo's lettuce is being grown right now. Plants are very withered because of the heat. In the morning is the best time to harvest them because all these withered leaves are nice and crispy. You got to come here before sunrise because as soon as the sun rises, it's burning hot. This is what they call a vertical hydroponic system. So basically you have a pump in there that's attached to that solar panel. That makes the water go up to here and fills this pipe. And then that one drains into this pipe, and this one drains into this pipe. And it comes all the way down and then comes back into the main tank. It's called a recirculatory system. What they also call nutrient film technique, because it's a floating root system, soilless, where no soil is used in the process. This system also gives you the chance to cut and regrow, where that doesn't happen the same in soil. It just doesn't act the same. So this system holds 180 plants in virtually no space.
Right. Those are all lettuces?
Those are all lettuces, but they didn't react well. From the day they were transplanted, the morning was just so hot that a lot of them they're just not making it.
We use flowers for cocktails, eatable flowers, and for garnishing salad or other dishes. And I didn't know that this variety of flower you could use, and the colors are so beautiful, so vibrant, that in a cocktail it's gonna look amazing.
It'll look amazing.
And it looks like it behaves better in this crazy weather, because these are very fragile. Clavelinas.
Right. Those are very fragile.
Yeah, but I learned the hard way what you said before. You need to harvest them in the morning when there is no sun. Every time we have to wait for your product to be ready, the chef is like, oh my gosh, no, really? How long do we have to wait? Because it's such a big difference between your products and the regular, lettuce that you get at other,
yes,
markets.
They're great for businesses because they last a long time.
It tastes different.
Much fresher.
Yeah.
So this is barley malt, specifically is Pilsner malt. It comes from Germany. It's really high quality. And this malt is used as a base malt for a lot of the beers. You take the barley and it has to grow to a certain point where it's gonna break a little bit the seed, so it's easier for the yeast to eat it after mashing process. And it's also going through a drying process and a toasting process. During the mashing process, when you're brewing, the enzymes are gonna convert all those sugars into smaller molecules, and that's what's gonna make it easy for the yeast to eat it and convert it. And it tastes really good. It's like bread. We have hops here, Mosaic specifically. These hops I really love because of the flavor and aroma that it provides to IPAs specifically. Citrusy, tropical fruit, kind of like aroma and flavor. I really like it. We use it for our West Coast IPA. This is the flour of the hops, and they get dry and crunch into these pellets, so it's easier to put into the beer. And the aroma, it's just amazing. It's amazing. You're not supposed to touch them because they're very sensitive to the oxygen. They lose their qualities, so you have to use them right away. And if I crush it, you can see this is petals really from the flour. I'm an IT professional. I have a master's degree in IT. I was very successful at it. There was this big project located in Maine where headquarters was. So my manager was like, would you be interested in coming for 2 years here to manage this project? It was during our time in Maine that we really fell in love with craft beer and craft industry. We didn't have that in Costa Rica, so we would always go out, my husband and I, and have a beer at a brewery. We were close to great breweries. That's how we started talking about, oh yeah, when we retire, we could do this. We could open a brewery and this and that. We started learning how to brew, like home brew, when we were living there, and we loved it. We both love cooking, so it was kind of natural to experiment with that. So I started learning a lot about all the principles behind brewing, and I was so happy doing that. I enjoyed it a lot. After some time, my husband was like, I think you need to consider seriously doing this for your new career. And life is so short, so I was like, what's the worst that can happen, right? That's when we decided to do it seriously and open the brewery and stuff. And here we are, so I'm glad we did. So this is our brew house, and what we have here is a tank that has a coil inside that is going to recirculate all the liquid that is here. This is the mash tun, so all the grains are going to come here, and then all the liquid here is going to flow through here inside this tank without touching the water inside, just to keep the temperature where we want it. And then this tank here is the boil tank. So once all the mashing process is done, we're gonna switch the hoses, and using those pumps, we're gonna move all the liquid here, it's called wort, to this tank to boil it. And then at the same time, I'm gonna be getting water from here to finish, like wash all the grains to extract all the sugar that is left there after the mashing process. And all that water is gonna go mixed with the wort, is gonna come here. And during the boil, we're gonna add hops to it to give it bitterness and aroma and flavor depending on the recipe. And once the boil is done, it's gonna go through a chiller that is just gonna get the wort to be in the right temperature for pitching the yeast and putting it into the fermenter. So again, through hoses and pumps, we're gonna move all the liquid here through the chiller and to the fermentation tanks for the yeast to do the magic, which is basically converting all the wort, all the sugar in it, into alcohol and CO2 and all those wonderful things. When we started this business, we couldn't have the brewery and all the equipment with us because it was such a small place. And we always wanted to have the brewery within the restaurant and have the people have the experience to see where the beer is being made, where the kombucha is being made, and have the possibility to talk about the ingredients and the process while they have a good meal. But at the beginning, it was hard to start with a big place because of course, it's more expensive. So one day, the hotel owner's son came as a customer and we started talking, and he was like,
my dad had to close the restaurant, so they are looking to rent the place, and I think you guys would be great there. I remember that day when I entered the place, the parking lot, and I saw all the nature that surrounds the hotel, all the gardens. It was so inspiring and so beautiful, and I could just picture myself brewing and transmitting all that good energy. Okay, so 2 Faro, 2 hard seltzer, 2 lover, 1 hunter. We're going to the second day of Oktoberfest. It's very exciting. It's the first time we go to an event of this magnitude. So it's a lot of work. It's very crazy, but it's also so exciting, and to be able to get all the people there, which is a lot of people that attend, to get to know your product and your story and the business behind it and the people that make it possible. It's so cool. The Oktoberfest is a big festival for beer drinkers, of course, but it's also about other beverages, and also they have food trucks and games and other forms of entertainment like live music. It's really cool. It has become really popular in the country. It's something people are looking forward to every year. This year is the 10th anniversary for it. We were fortunate that we got invited to participate. It's not easy to get in because it's a very recognized festival, so they want to make sure that the vendors are high quality. So I was super excited that we got the invitation, and of course we said yes. This was our first year attending, and wow, it was an amazing experience. The amount of people that was there was a little overwhelming at times. 15,000 people attended. But it was also so cool. I've never been exposed to so many customers or potential customers. I had the chance to talk to a lot of people that didn't know we exist, and I had the opportunity to talk about the restaurant too, so they can come visit and see the brewery and everything. And I was very pleased to see that people were happy with our products, that they were enjoying them. They wanted to learn more about the different styles of beers that we have, and kombucha too. So it was a really cool experience. I've been to other beer festivals in other countries, and Costa Rica has tropicalized a little bit the beer festivals, because it's not only about beer, it's also about music and dancing and good food and other types of drinks. And it was really, really cool to see people dancing and eating and drinking and just having a good time. For anybody that are into that kind of activities, I think it would be really cool and different to come to the Oktoberfest in Costa Rica for sure. Still, you know, after almost 2 years, when a customer comes and they try the beer and I see a smile on their face and I see that they're pleased, or they're like, oh, wow, I didn't know I could have this style of beer here in Costa Rica. It's just so rewarding. Also, when they ask me about the process, they can learn more about how beer is made, or kombucha, and they learn about how much love we put into it and how much we care about the ingredients we use and how we try to respect the natural process as much as possible. They get very excited, and I think if we can convince one person of that and how important it is to support craft in general and local businesses, I think we have accomplished what we wanted to accomplish.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoy our documentaries as much as we enjoy making them. Unfortunately, many of our videos don't earn enough YouTube revenue to afford the cost of production. But if you like our content, the best thing you can do is directly support it on Patreon. Plus, you'll get access to behind-the-scenes vlogs and commentary. If you're looking for something more in return, go to paragraphic.io where you can buy our other products and services. Alternatively, you can shop our Amazon storefront for our favorite equipment recommendations. Also, check out Boca, where you can find beneficial supplements to optimize your productivity. We especially love the lion's mane and mushroom gummies. And finally, consider signing up to Multitude, a platform built for long-form content, where you and other content creators can share and monetize new videos every week.